All right, welcome back to Greenbox Gaming Plays Delta Green Puppet Shows and Shadow Plays. We are back together. It feels like it has been so long since all four of us have been together, because it has been a while. My name is Joe. I will be your handler for this operation. I'm joined by my good friends. I'm joined by Dace playing Bert.
Hello there.
I'm joined by Jean playing Thorn.
Hello.
Joined by Brad playing Jack.
You saved the best for last, huh?
Yeah, I did. Last time we were together was like over a month ago that we were all together. Easily, yeah. Since then, we have Jean and Dace and I did a small side thing, a small side operation, just a 2-episode kind of one-shot called The Button. If you've never heard of it, check it out. It's pretty good. And then we also played something called 1,000-Year-Old Vampire with me and Jean, which really was a look into his psyche that I wasn't expecting, and I'm not sure I'm better for. In all honesty.
You know you gotta run through it with me now, right? You know how insanely jealous I get.
I said
get.
He has to do it with everybody.
Yeah, like at the end, he was like, Joe, like this cannot just be something me and you do. You have to do this with the other two as well.
Oh, y'all actually floated that idea? I was
Yes.
just kidding. I would totally be down to do that.
It's fun.
Yeah. Brad, had you gotten to listen to it yet?
I haven't.
Oh, it was fun. It was a
It's
wacky
so good.
time.
Very interested to see how a one-person TT RPG works.
Yeah, I think it's done really well. I had actually run through it on my own the night before, like had done it as a single-player RPG.
It's so sad.
And also it was very sad.
What do you mean? Like someone was a DM for you? Because you have to have like a DM, right?
No, you don't have to have DM. It is a true single-player RPG,
follow
like,
the
for
rules.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun though, having you dictate it and kind of suggest the way things worked, and also to like feed into the craziness. That's what made it good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But we are here for some more Delta Green, to get back to what we were doing, to follow Jack, Thorn, and Bert in Arizona. So let's get right back into it. We need to do a hell of a recap, because these guys do not remember what the fuck was going on. They were just talking about before. They were like, no, we had already done that. Have we seen that person? I thought we dealt with that. It was like, no. And then I was irked to have to
Say it again.
No.
Say my name.
I was like, John's right.
Yes.
All right, so
Heisenberg.
So let's talk about where we are. Let's talk about where we're at. In game terms, unless I'm mistaken, let me take a look here. It is Sunday. August the 4th, 1991. Was it? What year are we in? Yes, 1991. It is August 4th, 1991. The team, Jack, Bert, and Thorn, were originally brought out here, with Jack being the only one who knows what's going on, who knows that there is a conspiracy, has a vague idea about the unnatural. These other two just brought out here for an FBI case. Missing people all up and down this highway corridor. You guys were brought in to help investigate it. Here near the San Carlos Apache Reservation. There are several missing people. There's a guy from the gas station. There's a Dutch tourist couple, a guy and his buddy who are like out fishing, and then a teenager. All these people are missing. You guys quickly find the bodies of Felix Royos. The gas station attendant discovered that he appears to have been drained of blood, some of his organs removed. You guys are then able to discover, I believe after that, went directly to, I can't remember which one came first. You guys discovered that both the Chris and Martin were both dead in their vehicle in the lake. Their vehicle had been disposed of. Them also drained of blood, one a little more than the other, and one of them without organs. You go and track down Leslie Sumter. Leslie Sumter, who you find out is kind of like a bit of a delinquent from the local town. You find out she's missing, and you get this story. You interrogate the guy who was with her, and you interrogate him, take him out the desert, and discover that they had gone out to this place that she knew about because her dad used to work there, this abandoned mine out in the desert, and that there's some guy was there. You know, you guys find out a little bit about... you guys don't really go down looking after the Dutch tourist, the Van Olsen, so much. But what keeps coming up is this image of this guy and a woman with him. And eventually you guys discover that this man is actually... of course, your original Delta Green handler is brutally murdered, and then that is covered up by Delta Green. You guys find out, you go through his stuff, you find something about the French Quarter cannibal in his stuff. You find out that there is this, you find a badge at one of the sites, and that leads you and connects you to a guy named Kenneth Braverman, a highway patrolman from Texas, from around Houston, who is accused of being the Houston hooker hunter. You know, like you have people who are from these other places who had these... You know, this is something that Brad had pointed out last time. These huge shifts in who they are, what they were doing, and were becoming murderers and cannibals. You know, just like some really, really wild stuff. Last time, you guys were getting ready to go out to. You're like, okay, we're gonna go out to this mine. But then what had happened is that you guys were called by Alejandros Colorados, who is the chief of police for the Apache reservation. He calls you and says, hey, drop what you're doing. We found Royos' car. It's at the Gold Rush Motel. You have to go with us right now. You guys go out there. You're expecting them to burst in with a SWAT team and get Kenneth Braverman, and they go in and there's no one there. And you guys discover Kenneth Braverman's body in the trunk of the car. The woman nowhere to be seen. The woman he was with, you hear more reports of her. You assume now that she is his wife. And you find evidence that Leslie, this 17-year-old girl from Globe, was also at this hotel room. But you again are found with your number one lead dead in the back of a trunk. It should be said as well that you guys were visited by Mrs. Green. You know, you have a Mr. Green and a Miss Green at this point in time. And Miss Green had talked to Jack and basically said, Jack, you're too close to this thing. Jack, you know, you shouldn't be here, but you're here anyway. You need to watch out. You need to watch out. I'm not actually here tracking this case. I'm actually here tracking the ATF agents, quote unquote, who are tracking this case. And if anyone shows up, you need to let me know immediately. And then lo and behold, as you guys were going, you guys go out to Black Eagle. You guys go out to the uranium mine. Go out there, and as you do, you discover the Van Olsens. You see this place, this place where Jack had gone on this vision quest when he used this ritual, right? And you know that they were here. You know this is where Leslie was found, and you find these two dead bodies of these two Dutch tourists. And then, as you guys are leaving, at where we kind of left off, actually, as you guys were leaving, you see a car has followed you out there. You go, Bert, you guys go on a chase. Alejandros really kills it. Bert hangs out the window and shoots the tires with his pistol, which works perfectly. Brings the car to a stop. It's the ATF agents. And there's something going on with them. You guys don't know what it is, but they just kind of quietly give up and say, all right, we're police officers too. You guys don't believe them. You're really not able to get a lot out of them, though. They clam up quite quickly. And right as we left, you guys were about to head back to the police station, back to the Apache police station, and Colorados had gotten a call on the radio. More bodies. Something else has happened. And now you guys got to respond to that too. But that's not really completely where we left off, because we also played the button with Jean and Dace. They were playing, Tobias and Roderick, who were in New Orleans. Or not New Orleans, you guys were actually in Baton Rouge. You were at Louisiana State University. At Baton Rouge, inspecting, there was some young man who had published a paper that had some unnatural qualities that had attracted Delta Green's attention. You guys were told, go find this kid. If you can't, try to recruit him if you can, and try to get him to shut up if you can. You guys discover that he's not been seen for a while, and that he has some classmates who he has brought in on this project with him who have both gone insane. That they have constructed a circuit, a button that actually activates before you push the button.
That's hilarious.
Right, which is very
Cool.
Yeah, which has some hypergeometric properties to it. You guys end up finding him. This guy, Singh was his last name. I can't remember his first name. But you find him, and he is at the edge of his rope, or at the end of his rope mentally. You guys are able to recruit him, convince him to not do anything. But what you discover is that in that, and again, this is for the for the audience. If we were watching this like a show, this is the episode where another investigation goes on for just an episode or two, and as we as the audience can witness and understand what is actually happening here. And what it is that you hear a name, how he says, how did you even learn about this? How did you learn about this circuit? And he says, Dr. David Charles, he was here that day. I was working on my project, and he showed me this design of circuit. And then I let him into the nuclear, the nuclear research annex that day. And that's where we left off, was this young man having been his whole trajectory, if he doesn't go insane and die, which is a bad outcome, he might be working for Delta Green for the rest of his short life, which is also a bad outcome.
So did y'all get to the end of that? Or was that cut off?
That was pretty much the end. Yeah, I think we
He
decided.
confessed, basically.
We managed to take the button from him, or the device that he'd created,
Yeah.
and we almost pushed it. We're like, no, we gotta bring this in.
They never actually pushed the button themselves.
See, this is
Why Brad needs to be there.
it's typical John and Dave's behavior. They'll do something crazy, except for when you want them to do the crazy.
And that's just
It's
so
so
crazy.
Yeah, so that is where we are at. You guys are currently with Chief of Police Alejandros Colorados in the crammed into his Jeep Cherokee, and you guys are speeding back toward civilization from where you had grabbed these two ATF agents. They're in the back seat. They're just in the back luggage compartment, just bouncing around and shit. So what is the conversation here as we start back off?
We also just had a call, or we overheard the call, right, between him and
Yes.
Frank Garrett about the ranch and everybody being dead. Everything's dead. Okay.
Everything is dead. Something has happened at a ranch, and that you guys are on the way.
I thought we said we were going to drop them off, but
That was the plan before this call came in.
okay.
So what we
Jesus, a
thinking?
lot has happened. So,
That was a long recap.
let me think here. What mindset are we in? So everyone's dead except for we haven't found the body of Leslie Sumter, the girl. But from the visions and whatnot, she's probably not doing great.
Probably not.
Yeah. Also a handprint in the dust in the mine that we couldn't really figure out. We'll probably see. We've just had, I think we had a whole lot of failures in talking to these guys, didn't we? They were just, we kept trying things and we just kept failing, so they ended up just being totally smug.
And Coloradus is in the car with us now, right?
Yes, he's driving.
But we can't really have a private conversation of what we actually intend to do.
You guys could whisper to each other, be cool. You're not going to be like, all right, Ocean's 11 style, here's the plan. It's
On
not going to
three,
be that.
kill them all.
Didn't we make Colorado sort of complicit?
He's been complicit in some things, but we've kind of several things where we've convinced him to keep it to himself.
Yeah. You're not wrong, Dace. There was a thing with the badge. You had convinced him to basically steal evidence, and then even him coming out here was again him kind of being involved. It's like, again, you guys know that now the two of you know there is a conspiracy. You're not technically a part of it. We know Jack's a part of it. You're kind of making Colorado's a part of it at this point. I think Brad might be frozen. That's okay.
I'm here.
If we can
you hear me?
recruit Colorados into Delta Green, I will be a happy boy.
Funnily enough, this is probably a not unusual way for someone to be recruited in. This kind of stuff.
So are our two characters aware of anything unnatural yet?
Not yet, I don't think.
Don't think so.
There's strange stuff going on, but we're not going to start thinking about ghosts and stuff.
Thorn is also still just reasoning everything away. He's looking for clear explanations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think you guys as characters would naturally jump to that either, so.
Right.
Am I still frozen?
You're good.
No, you're good.
I heard everything else said. For some reason y'all just couldn't see me.
Thorn will probably pipe up and work on efficiency mode. He'll see, okay, these reprobates in the back. He'll say, all right, Colorados, we got to get to this ranch, right? How can we help?
He's just like, it's hot out here. The AC in this Cherokee probably doesn't work super well. He's sweating, but this is not I'm hot sweating. This is I'm stressed sweating, right? And this is not a stressed out guy. This is really getting to him. He's like, God damn it. Listen, here's what I can do. He looks in the rearview mirror and you can see him scowl at these two. These two in the back. And something had been said last time, essentially he was he had given you the impression that he was willing to use violence to find out who had done this, who had killed these people and who had killed members of his and keep in mind Felix Royos was a member of his tribe. He takes this very seriously. You think he's a good cop, but you think he's being pushed to his limit of how good he is in some ways, right? Mm-hmm. And he's looking at these guys, he just sneers at them. He's like, I gotta take these guys back and put them at the station. When we get there, your car isn't there. Your car's probably still back at the hotel. You're gonna take a patrol car and you're gonna go out there, and I'm gonna be there as soon as I can. I want you guys to go straight there. I trust you. Oh God, I trust you. Oh no.
Bert probably just has one smile on the side of his face.
Yeah, when Colorado says I trust you, Bert is poking around at the tied up ATF officers, and he's like, no, Colorados, this is all wrong. If you tie it too tight, it'll leave ligature marks. That's evidence.
He's like, so you guys will take one of the, there's an extra patrol car there. Just take it as soon as we get there, and I will be there as soon as I can. I have to get these guys in. I gotta
what do you need us
processed in?
What do you need us to do? Just get it, basically contain whatever's happening. Try and get some order.
all of my... So he knows you guys are not FBI. He knows you're, like, with the FBI, but you're not FBI agents. He's like, listen, he's like, listen, he picks up the mic for his radio. He radios in, you hear him, you know, you can hear, like, the receiver, the person back at the station. He's like, Doug, are you there?
We're about to be deputized, aren't we? We're about to be deputies.
Doug, are you there? And he's like, yeah, Chief. He says, Doug, the 3 FBI guys, we're deputizing them.
Oh!
I'm officially
I've
deputizing
dreamed of
them.
this day.
When they get there, I have to book in some guys. When I get there, I need you to get them the keys to the spare cruiser. I need you to get them, and I need to get them, and he looks at you guys, get them each a pistol. We need them, and an evidence kit. They're gonna go out to the Begay Ranch, and you hear Doug, whoever that is, it's like, Chief, are you sure? He's like, yes, I'm sure, goddammit. Just do it. We're spread thin. He hangs, he racks the mic back up and says, gentlemen, do not fuck me on this. Please, I simply do not have the bandwidth.
As we're just high-fiving each other in the car.
Like, he's all stressed and serious as he's, like, driving, and you guys are just like, yeah!
Deputies.
Deputy lawyer. I've never had this much power before. It's intoxicating.
Deputy lawyer.
The world's not ready.
He controls both sides of the law. His name is Burt Morris.
Burt Morris, deputy lawyer.
Deputy lawyer.
So yeah,
We
so
won't
he's like,
let you down. We'll get this done.
just get out there, just contain whatever's there, whatever witnesses. I have no idea what's out there. I just know there's bodies. Apparently Garrett's people are already there, but it's on Apache land. Take control. Take take custody of the site, of the ranch. And you hear him. He gets his voice gets kind of low. He's like, I know them well. God, I hope they're okay.
What are their names?
I will get that for you. Moment.
It's a strange thing to say.
As he flips through his
I'm
punch
sure.
shadow plays guy.
I love that idea that Bert is actually seeing this playing out while he's actually
Bert
in the
can
real
see.
world. He sees this madness behind everything.
Yeah, Bert can see through the fourth wall. That's
Yeah.
his power.
Deputy lawyer, welcome to the multiverse.
Deputy lawyer.
No,
He's like Victorio Begay and his wife. They have a sheep ranch. Good people, honest people, hardworking, keep themselves. But yeah, you guys, and all this time, you guys are just now getting to what is vaguely a road, you're just now getting to a dirt road, an established dirt road. You were off road almost this entire time. He's fishtailing as he's hitting corners and stuff. The ATF guys in the back are just rolling around. Keep in mind, they're hearing everything that's going on as well themselves.
Listen.
It's
Colorados and Thorn he lowers his voice. He just says to him, "You just watch yourself around these two. Don't hesitate if they try to pull anything.
Yeah.
I can see it in
If
their
we-
eyes."
Assuming if we, Jack will, and if we get to the station, is there anything else going to happen, Joe, in the drive?
if you guys want to talk anymore, otherwise we can just skip forward.
Did
I
we
want to
check
get private. I want to get in a situation where, we're getting out of the car. These two guys are still in the car,
Okay.
so there's no. Sorry if
Did-
anyone else wants something to do in the car. Go ahead.
Did the ATF guys have any weapons on them? And I'm making that up. Did they have a rifle in there?
They had lots of weapons. Yes, and you guys have now their rifles. I think they had like a long distance rifle, like a sniper rifle. They had, I think, like 2 M16s or something like that. I thought you guys had parsed that out amongst you.
Yeah, I think we picked them up. I've got a shotgun.
Okay, we did. Let me look at my. I already have a medium pistol,
Okay, well, they would have had
med kit, Kevlar vest.
somebody
knife.
just write down at the bottom of your sheet. Just write down 2 M16s and 1 long rifle. You know, 1.
John,
actual,
you
like,
do
sniper
that
rifle.
for us,
Okay.
if you would. We get there in the car, and it's like, he wants to side with Colorado in the group while these guys are in the back of the car. He's like, I just want to re-emphasize what Thorne said to you, Colorado's. Although these men, I don't believe to be directly involved with the murders, they're very important to other investigations that the FBI have going on. I would urge you to take extra care. I don't know what the protocol is when you take someone into the police station, but if you could keep these guys handcuffs, not uncuff them, 24 supervision.
So you guys are standing there, maybe not right at the back of the Cherokee, but like he's standing there. He's got his hands on his hips, and he's looking at you, Thorne, and he's, Colorado's. He's a hard guy. This dude takes his job very seriously, and he's hard to read in some ways. And he's looking at you. He's just looking at you hard. He's like, "Are you really with the FBI, or is there something else going on here?"
Talk to Jack.
Or he's talking to Jack. Yeah, he's like, listen, I'm trying to take care of my people here, and then you're getting some federal agency fucking pissing contest. Like, I want to do what's right. I want to catch this guy. Am I actually working with the FBI, or is this something else?
We are with the FBI.
Okay. I will keep them separate. We've got probably a drunk or two in there. I will keep them separate. I'll keep them separate from each other. I'll keep them separate from whoever else we've got in here.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's Colorado's assumed? Would he have side-eyed that? Would he know?
Don't you love how Jean's such a joy to play with on your same team? He's such a team player.
I'm playing the story, Joe.
He's playing the story.
You're not a deputy lawyer. What are you doing asking these questions?
What the hell
I'm
do you
the
think you're doing?
chief deputy lawyer. Thank
That's
you very
a
much.
deputy lawyer's kind of question.
So
You passed the bar exam? I don't think so.
Jack is being a little selfish here because he thinks these guys are closer to his goal to seeing Sage again than necessarily finding the murder. So that's why he's being a little dishonest in this situation.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Let's belay that for right now. For him kind of sniffing out. He's too stressed. He's got too much going on right now to really necessarily bother with digging into that necessarily. So he's going to take that at face value for right now. If something else comes up, he might question it a little more, right? But he's like, all right, I'm going to get these guys in here. Doug, apparently, who's one of the other Apache policemen, he meets you guys at the door, and he's like, Chief, who the hell are these guys? Like, as he's like bringing in the 2 ATF agents, he's like, don't talk to them.
Burt Morris Jr. of Bailey, Cooper, and Morris. Pleased to meet you. What's your name, fella?
He was not talking to you, Bert. He was talking about those men going into custody.
But Bert's just introducing himself anyway.
Anyway,
He can't not introduce himself.
even when he's not
He's
even
in
being
person,
addressed.
It's like a magnetic whoosh.
He's like, Doug, like, he shakes your hand, and he's like, Doug Gutierrez. Like, so apparently
Doug
you guys
Gutierrez.
have been deputized? Is that right?
That's right, Doug. Can I get a taser?
I think so. And
I would give that to him. It's he could do way less damage than with a 6-shooter with a taser.
Well, okay, so at this point, we're going to say at this point then, so he is going to outfit you guys. Each of you now has a medium pistol.
Can we dual wield if we have 2
No.
medium pistols?
No,
The fuck?
you're not nearly cool
Especially Jack. Like
Not
Jack
Jack.
dual wielding in his frigging
enough.
academic
The funny
clothing.
thing is of anybody who probably has the literal like skill capacity to dual wield, it's Bert. Like Bert's
Yeah.
the one.
And I think I would request to have at least a long rifle.
Well, you have the long rifle that you guys have. You know, you could definitely.
Yeah,
have
yeah,
that
no, that's
if you
what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah, you could definitely have that if you wanted.
Grab it.
Can I get a holster? Because right now we're just. I think if we're being deputized, Jack doesn't want to have it in his back of his belt.
You want to get
know?
like a gun belt? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys can definitely get. He gives each of you, these are kind of older style. They're probably still like leather gun belts, honestly. Not like cowboy gun belts, but these are just like, older police. This is 91. It's like these are older police gun belts. They don't have all the, he pulls out, you can tell the pistols he gives you have been in storage for quite some time, and he will say, I've got these for you here. He's like, here are your badges, I guess. And he like gives you each like an Apache, like an Apache reservation badge. He gives you each a
Are they,
pistol.
like gold stars.
They probably fucking are, man. They probably have some iconography, some like Apache iconography on them as well.
Jack
They're
just
like
puts out his hand, his arm, and an eagle lands on it. And he looks up.
So it's like, you guys get kitted out, and he like gives you the keys. He's like, yeah, we've got the spare cruiser in the back. We just use this one when one of the other ones breaks down. It's in pretty good shape though. And it is very much like an old, probably like a early 80s model, kind of police cruiser, car that's been converted to a police cruiser.
Fellas,
You guys now have handcuffs, evidence kit, pistols.
is there anything else
all that.
we could need Bert and Thorn for this? We were caught off guard with that last interaction with these two, and if we get into something worse, is this really all we need? I mean, what does everyone have on them?
Got those 2 M16s. Bert's got
Oh, you have an
that long
M16.
rifle.
Okay.
Yeah, we got 2 of those. Medium pistols now and a
We
shotgun.
should all have.
We're good.
Can I add an M16?
We should all have body armor as well.
Yep,
And
you
body
all
armor.
have-
Yep.
All 3 of you have Kevlar. Each of you now has either a shotgun or an M16. You have at least one long
Okay.
rifle.
So
you
all of
guys
us have
are
a
kitted.
medium pistol, a shotgun, and an M16.
If you want, yeah.
Oh Jesus! What are we about to go into, Joe?
This is not going to make any difference.
Oh, no.
This is where the dude gives you
Oh,
all
Bert
the
can
ammo
have a
and it's
taser
about
as
to
well.
get... It's going to get taken away from you just before the big boss.
Okay.
At this point, Thorn is like looking, he's got his arms crossed and he's like tapping his foot. And he looks at these two, he's like, when you're done playing dress up, gentlemen, should we go do our jobs?
You'd better drive, Thorn. I haven't had a viable license since '86. I prefer to take a limo.
That's fair.
Also, Thorn will sneak back to Doug just before we leave.
Okay.
And he'll just give him another talk like, Doug, you've got a good commander there. You've got a good chief of police. You keep an eye on him. You keep an eye on him.
Is he in danger?
Just watch him and watch those two.
Okay. He said not to talk to them.
Do not talk to them, but don't let them out of your sight. And do your job.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no problem.
Doug, I'm serious.
I'm serious. Do not take
Good.
my lack of accent for not being serious.
Well,
I know I haven't given
hard
this character a particular
to
voice.
read your emotions. I don't even know if your name is even Doug. Can I see some ID? Doug?
He like pulls off his face like Scooby-Doo style. Ha ha! It is I, Leslie Sumter.
I want to give...
Wasn't Thorn the one just lecturing us about dicking around?
Well, I'm not.
Shaking Doug down.
I am honestly trying to get the commander as little chance as possible of dying to these two murder mercenaries. Okay,
You guys
I'm trying
come
to
back and
boost his
he's
stats.
had his blood drained and his organs removed.
Don't want him to die.
Whoops.
All right, let's get going.
Wait till you guys find out it's been Doug this whole time. Jesus.
No.
Douglas.
All right, even as you
All right.
guys are leaving, you probably hear Colorado's on the phone. He's like, I'm telling you, they're goddamn ATF agents. He's like talking to someone about like whoever he has here. He's doing that right now. You guys jump
Do
in
we
the
know that
car.
Miss Green-
Doug.
Sorry, Joe. Do we know that Miss Green was looking for some people? Do we know
Right.
that about Jack?
Yeah.
All right, then I'd probably say, Jack, you best call your contact about those two and maybe get some people at that station. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them.
Well, that is important. Sorry, I don't want to slow this down anymore, but Jack does call Miss Green on the phone from the police station, and if he gets does he get a hold of her as a voicemail or what?
Well, like I says 91, so she's unlikely to have. Well, actually, no. With her, she can have a cell phone in 91. You call her and you get this really, really staticky line. It's like, hello, hello.
Miss Green, this is Jack Dorner.
Jack, what's going on? What's happening?
We're in the middle of something, but I just want to let you know, come to the Apache police station. We got your boys. The ATF
Brewer.
agents, they're here.
You have Brewer and Jones.
Both of them.
Does
We have to go
anyone
take-
else? Does anyone else know you have them? Anyone?
Colorado sent his deputy.
God fucking damn it, Dak. That's
What?
fine. No.
You should have
no. Say no more. Say no more. I am on my way.
We won't be here when you get here, but hopefully this puts me back in your good graces.
That's more complicated than you know. But what are you doing right now? What's happening?
We're heading to, he gives the name of the ranch. There's been another killing.
Son of a bitch. Go track that down. Jack, listen to me. Jack, is anyone else listening to this call? Is this on speakerphone?
No.
Which doesn't
it's
really
not.
exist at this point.
Historic. This is the first time we have had a call that's not on speakerphone.
Yeah. Jack, whatever you're tracking down out there, it is dangerous, okay? Now, these ATF guys, they're dangerous too, okay? And they're after the same thing, okay? You're competing with the big guns out here. Whatever you find, I suggest you keep it quiet and be very, very careful of who you bring in. Understand? Don't bring anyone in, especially fucking Burt Morris and Thorn Thorpe. Do not let them know what is going on. God knows they can't handle it.
Miss Green, I'll do my best. That's all I can assure you of.
That's all I can ask of you. Keep up the good work, Jack. I know I gave you a lot of shit, but I know you're doing what you can out there. Just do not tell Thorn and Bert.
Goodbye, Miss Green. See you soon.
Okay, you hang up.
Would you gentlemen care for some alcohol and tobacco? I found it in the ATF guy's cars.
They just have a box
ATF
labeled alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, and it's just guns, liquor, and cigarettes.
3
It
sections.
was right there next to the firearms.
Keep
Good
in mind,
gracious.
like,
there was one more thing you found in their back, in their trunk, which was this weird, some type of equipment case, like a big, thick, padded case.
It's empty.
That was empty. Was the other thing you found. So-
Oh. Is it the button?
There's not the button. That would be hilarious. It's not.
An empty what? Say
thought it was
say
on
that one more
something.
It was like a
Like
big
one of those
empty
foam-
padded case.
Padded case, and we didn't look inside.
That was
No, there's nothing in it. No.
Okay.
What was the? I had an okay. There's not an item along with all this, because I remember thinking, oh, they're gonna get X and put it in there.
Anyway, I assume you guys are
Thorn.
jumping in the car.
Yeah, Thornton is just going to side-eye Jack while he was on the phone, because obviously we could hear him, but not the other side. And when he's done, he'll kind of look back at Bert and be like, good graces, you said, Jack. Why do you need to be in her good graces?
That's something I need.
Is there anything else you want to tell
I've
us?
already told you guys way too much.
Just hope we're on the same team still, Jack. Remember.
As my client, you do have a certain amount of confidentiality. You do realize that, right?
That's right. You did pay him a quarter.
I just want to say, you know what I know, but Miss Green doesn't know that you know what I know.
Well, I
You know?
don't know what you know because I don't know what she has that you need.
I know what we need, and I know what we know. And I know we're gonna get to the ranch, and we're gonna get what we need.
I
I
need
need
you
to
to
know what he knows.
But I know what he needs.
But need what he knows.
Doug is like, you guys got to get the fuck out of here.
No, we're already in the car.
But
All right.
Bert, that does raise Bert's suspicions, or at least his interest, because that's like something that he could use against Jack
Ooh.
if he knows what he wants.
his own client.
needs.
His own client.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's nothing
Nobody's
sacred
safe.
to.
Are you kidding?
It's nothing sacred to Bert.
Especially not the
But
client.
it's sacred to you.
All right, so you guys head out. You guys, let's say, Doug gives you a map and he just like circles the Big Gay Ranch on there. He's like, they're right out here, and you guys head out. It is out on the edges of the reservation. It is way the hell out there, in fact. And as you guys begin to take off, again, like you kind of get to this place
to the
where
gold
you.
mine.
So let me get to see where the hell we are. Yeah, so it is going to be the Big Gay Ranch. Whoops.
Oh, don't move that.
My bad. That was my bad.
It'll all come apart.
Yeah,
We'll
so
all
the
come
Big Gay
apart.
Ranch, it's way the hell out there. And again, you were told beforehand that this was a sheep ranch, right? Let me get this so I can make sure I show you the correct place of where it is. Yeah, so it is way the hell out here. It's gonna be like here. Jean, can you see where I am?
Yeah, I'll put a sheep there.
Thank
Nested
you.
in between the Gila Mountains.
Yes.
Big gay sheep.
Yes, it's called the Big Gay Ranch. Let me go ahead and pull this over there. So you guys head out, and it gets to the point very quickly where you go from being on actual paved roads to being on dirt roads. It's not as far out there as the mine was, but it is still quite far out there. As you approach, you see that there is there's probably a single tribal police patrol car out there, and probably like two of the state trooper cars, and they are both all three of them are parked at the end of a long driveway that you can see goes off, and kind of off in the distance on top of a hill, you can see buildings that look like a house and probably several kind of like outbuildings, like as part of a ranch, like a little barn and stuff like that. And the thing that really catches your eye as you approach is all of the buzzards that are probably hundreds of them that are just circling in the distance above this area. It is, you see it before you can even see the troopers, and the patrolmen. And you guys pull up, and you see that there's definitely some type of standoff going on between the troopers and this deputy. Not like they have guns out or anything, but like, there's very much, they're having some type of
arguing over jurisdiction stuff.
Yeah, gotta be. Gentlemen, settle down. I have the answers you need. I happen to be a specialist in Apache jurisdiction law.
You jump out of the car and say that, and they are, and the deputy looks at your gun belts and badges that you're now all wearing. He's like,
looking like Snake Plissken over here, just like 3 long guns dangling. 2
I
pistols
assume you're
on
not
one
loaded all completely to the
Oh,
teeth,
we
right?
absolutely are.
Okay. You guys get
Jack
out
just
with
has
your
a
rifle.
pistol.
Just ammo belt.
Yeah. He gets out. He's like, well, these are the guys that the chief called about. He's like, we don't need you here. He's like, you guys gotta go. We are so far from the highway. This is no longer. And these guys are like, no. Major Garrett told us to come out here and give support. And he's like, we don't need your support. He's like, you guys definitely need our support. You saw what was up there, and they're, kind of arguing back and forth about this.
What was up there?
Deputy, what seems to be the problem?
The deputy, he says to you, Bert, he's like, everything up there is dead. Everything. We got a call from one of the neighbors.
Not the sheep.
No, also the sheep. All of them. They easily had 100 animals in that flock, and they're all just dead.
Are they eaten or mutilated or?
Mutilated. Almost all of them. Looks like the coyotes came in too, had their fill, and then fucked off. But
What about the Begayes? Victoria
And the
his
bidets.
wife?
I haven't found them yet. This is messed up, and everybody's still at the hotel. Like all the other deputies are still at the motel, right? Like helping with that, right?
Well, that's why we're here, son.
Right. And he says to the troopers, he's like, look, we've got all the people we need. These guys are from the FBI. And, and they kind of, the troopers kind of stick their thumbs in their belts and kind of mumble to each other like, all right, well, we're going to get out of here. Call the troopers if you need it. Or we're just trying to help. And again, the deputy's like, we don't need your help. Fine, and the troopers just kind of get in their cars, 2 cars, and they just fuck off. The deputy, as they get up and kind of drive off, you see him kind of deflate. He's like, God, I'm glad you guys are here.
You handled that well, deputy. Sure, you've seen more than you need to. Just leave the rest to us. Is there anything we need to know besides this massacre up the hill on where the sheep were?
We gotta find Victorio and his wife. I mean, it's like they gotta be around here somewhere, and their kid. There's 3 of them.
There's a kid. You checked the
Bert
house
Morris,
already?
by the way, of Bailey, Cooper, and Morris. What's your name, officer?
I'm Juan Martinez.
Juan Martinez. A pleasure to meet you. Would you care to go look at some dead sheep?
I mean, I kind of thought that maybe I would just secure the road out here and let you guys do it. This guy's young. He's probably like 21.
Bert, he doesn't need to see anymore.
Gentlemen, shall we?
Juan, I know you don't want to see anymore, you don't want to be involved, but I think you should still come with us.
You didn't understand what I said, though. He doesn't need to see anymore.
I
He's
hear
done
what
his
you're
job.
saying, Jack, but I don't want another body out on the road.
He's just like whipping his head back and forth between you guys as you guys are talking. He's like, should I go? Should I stay? I could stay. You can tell.
How do we resolve this between us? Bert, weigh in here.
Bert is already walking towards the sheep with a 30-30 over his shoulder, whistling a merry tune.
So we're not taking him with us. All right. Oh, god damn it. Wait here, Juan. Let us know if you see or hear anything.
Yeah, I'll honk. I'll honk the horn. It's just like a long
Good
driveway.
man. Okay.
How's this situated? So there's a field.
Yeah,
It's a huge field. It's probably like a huge area. If they have
Yes,
100
it is like, you can tell that the actual lands as you guys are coming down this road, it's just barbed wire fence along the road for like miles and miles and miles. This ranch is probably huge. And it's again kind of deserty, scrubby, like low grass. It's not like a green, vibrant place. It's still pretty arid out here. And as you guys are you get in the car and you're kind of bumping down the road, toward the top of this hill where you can tell the house is and the kind of center of the ranch. Again, just buzzards, and probably the first sheep you come across is like kind of there on the side of the road, like right on the side of the driveway, and it's just laid out there. And it appears that some type of animal has gotten to it, and the buzzards are picking at it as well.
Okay, so not exsanguinated?
You can't tell, not like you're not sure again, but like because it would be a lot easier to tell if other animals had not gotten to it, like here toward the outside on the outskirts. That's immediately kind of what you think, like this would be easier if this wasn't very obviously eaten.
I don't know what the hell would have done this. Told you
Need
about what
to
I
look
saw in
around.
the vision quest, but yeah, I mean, good old search for Jack, in the sense of straight up tracks, I guess,
Okay.
coming and going.
Okay. Yeah. Just trying to get an idea of what was going on here.
We'll roll 1, 2. Oh, I got a 10 under 20.
Yeah,
Oh, nice. What we got?
Jack 74 under 93.
Bert would be like, have you ever seen so many dead things?
Just so unhinged. So you guys drive up to
There's a dent
this-
in this taxi.
Yeah.
you guys drive up into the kind of like up to the house itself. There are 2 cars there. There's like a truck. There's probably like a truck and like a sedan. And there's like, probably like 2 4-wheelers sitting there as well, like next to them. Probably like work vehicles they're using. And I'm not kidding, like there, especially right around the house and right around the barn, there's probably, you can't go 10 feet without running into another dead sheep. And there are places where 2 or 3 of them are kind of piled up, and you're like literally fighting, like you're like having to shoo away the buzzards. And there's just like this dense cloud above you of buzzards and vultures that are just circling and waiting for you to fuck off so that they can get back to their meal.
Jesus.
Did Jean, did you roll anything for Thorn? Or what's Thorn doing? Those 2 are
I
searching.
think Thorn
Do
was
we-
trying to keep an eye out. Like, are we actively in danger?
Okay.
Maybe alertness, but
That's so. Did I find anything?
Did you succeed?
Yes.
Okay, and then Bert succeeded as well.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
failed
All
on
right,
alertness.
And you failed your alertness. Okay, so you're kind of trying to keep a keep your head on a swivel. It's hard, and the smell, by the way, in the
Yeah, that's
hot
what I was
baking
thinking.
sun, is just like kind of overwhelming. Maybe Thorn, you're having a little trouble with that. It's just, maybe one of the vultures are really taking a good liking to you and is like kind of hopping after you. You're just like, fuck off.
I'd
Bird.
like to kill a seabird.
So, what are you guys looking at? Like, tell me the theme of what Bert.
I wanted Jack is specifically looking for tracks, maybe even the
Okay.
giant coyote tracks. Seem there's a break in the fence, like if there is fence around there, like
Okay.
is there an entry point where the slaughter might have happened?
Okay. What about Bert? What's Bert kind of looking at? Are you looking more at the sheep, or just like, or what? What's going on?
Yeah, Burr would be looking for a less messy specimen that he could
Okay.
actually do a half-assed autopsy on.
Yeah. So you guys are looking. Jack, you're looking at the tracks and stuff like that, and you do find coyote tracks. You find regular coyote tracks, but it appears that the pack descended upon this place at some juncture, and started to eat their way through the corpses of the sheep. But they they probably got their fill at some point in time and kind of then left. Right, you can tell that.
Yeah.
Like you can look at the tracks. You do find two other interesting setups of tracks. I will say you did not have a critical success. Critical success, I would have given you some real specifics. You find, I'm going to say, tracks around and about the bodies that appear to be large boot prints. Very large boot prints of probably a large man. And
it's a
then
little-
Maybe
and then there's probably a bit where you're looking at these boot prints, you're watching them kind of wind and wind around, and maybe you follow them and you find some drag marks that these boot prints go with. Follow around to the back of the barn, and you find what is very clearly 3 graves.
Jeez.
And
Yeah.
just like Royos, all 3 of them have been dug up, just exposing their heads. And right around it, you find these huge coyote tracks of this one singular massive beast that appears to have dug these things up. And you see there is a spade. There is like a shovel there leaned up against the edge of the barn. So someone has dug this hole, buried these people, and then a giant coyote has come and unburied them, at least up to their faces. Make a
we
sanity
dealing
check.
with a were-coyote?
Make a
What?
sanity check for Jack. Specifically
Fumble.
for the unnervingness. A fumble? So it's only a 1. So it's just a 1. So you're only going to take
That's
1.
a lucky fumble.
That's a good time to have a fumble.
Yeah.
Just as again, because you saw this creature in your vision.
Yeah.
You saw this giant coyote. Bert.
Okay.
Bert, you see this as well. You see this kind of theme that it appears that the carrion have descended down upon, the birds, and the coyotes have eaten their way through many of these. But you do find one of these sheep. You say you want to find like a more cleaner specimen. And you do. Like it'll say like maybe there's a small pile of like 2 or 3 that are kind of stacked on each other. And you can take out your totally not human hunting knife. Your totally regular knife that's not for people. And you can kind of
I look
cut.
at my reflection in the blade and I say, "Damn it, you still got it." Start going to work.
You cut in, and you are not entirely surprised to find that there is not a drop of blood in this creature. You go so far as to say, like, not just like that the blood has been drained, almost like this creature's been dried out, like to an extent that you almost haven't seen even with the humans. Like mega drained, this creature. And you would not
Jack,
be surprised
Thorn.
if that was the case.
These sheep have been mega drained.
Mega drained.
Jack kind of
Don't know what that means, but
We definitely didn't see huge paw prints around Royo's grave, did we?
You did.
yeah, we did.
Oh, we saw. Okay.
It's the same. Jack will come up from behind the barn. He's like, "Fellas, you're gonna need to see this." Brings him over there. This is the same as Royos.
Yeah, everyone go ahead and
My,
make your sanity checks for
God
violence,
damn it.
please.
why would he do that?
Looks
to
like
us?
we have an artist on our hands.
Fellas,
Success.
these are obviously people that lived here.
Bert crit. He gets more sane.
Everybody take 1 if you pass. Take a D4 if you fail.
So do I take a D4? No, I just take 1.
Take 1.
Like you said, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys, again, that is just from just all of the violence, the smell, and then seeing these bodies here again, something you have seen before, so it doesn't rock you that much. Yeah.
I just reached a breaking point.
Oh,
Did you reach it, or did you go over it?
Reached it.
Okay, you're fine right this second. You guys are
Excited
watching
for
Bert.
when that
He's getting a little twitchy,
Hmm.
maybe a
He's getting
little,
too excited.
after just like carving
he's looking
into
at
a
these-
sheep.
Yeah, and he sees these heads in the ground. He's just like, my God, the craftsmanship.
It's like Cabbage Patch Kids.
I'm sure he like leans down.
He looks
to
at-
some of them
As he
whispers in their
as he
ear.
stands, as he stands up, there's a broken window in the barn, and it just winks back at him his own reflection.
That happens.
Jack, what are you thinking here? So it seems like this situation is contained. Nobody's in danger at the very least. I just don't know what the hell we're gonna tell Alejandro's.
We're gonna send that deputy back to the headquarters. Jack will like point at the tracks. He's like, "That's what we're after." I said we get the guns and put an end to this. Find this.
So this is the first time this has been pointed out to you guys. I don't think you guys necessarily know about the coyote.
Wouldn't we have seen the gigantic paw prints around Royos's grave? Wouldn't that have told
Maybe.
us that there's a exceptionally large coyote?
Yeah, we can hold
Maybe.
it. It's okay.
Well, let's say that you guys have seen this, but again, Jack is now pointing this out and saying specifically that this is what you're after.
Jack, you want us to go for this strange, overgrown dog instead of tidying up, getting back to Miss Green with what you need?
What I need is the answers from Miss Green and those gentlemen back at the headquarters. I'm revealing this information to you again against my best judgment, Thorn and Bert, but I can't do this alone. Before I get out of this hellhole, I need to be. This thing needs to die, whatever it is.
I'll come with you on this hunt under one condition, Jack. If you tell me what Miss Green has that you want.
I think I've already told y'all everything.
Yeah, he did tell you guys about that. His wife Sage, that he's trying to find her, and that she was a part of this organization, and that's why he's working with them. So you guys are aware of that.
Never mind, Jack. Fine weather for a hunt, wouldn't you say, Thorn?
Well, I'm gonna psychotherapy. Can I get inside of Jack's head if I do a psychotherapy? Can I understand? Try and change his mind. That's a
Trying to
success.
change his
Jack,
mind about what?
Jack, if your goal is to get your wife back, is this really the only way to do it? Is hunting something out in the desert by ourselves that seems to have done this to this livestock and these people This is the way to do it?
What are you suggesting, Thorn?
Suggesting we wrangle a posse or something. But this seems like suicide. And if you need to, we'll help you with your wife, but I don't want to get us killed. This seems like a one-way track to getting us killed. What if we go after Miss Green? What if we go after the ATF boys? We have options here, Jack.
About this time, you hear the horn honk from the end of the driveway. You look up and you see the deputy. You see Deputy Martinez waving at you as Colorado's Jeep starts bumping down the road, down the driveway towards you.
He'll look at
Damn it.
He'll look at Jack and be like, Jack, you've heard my piece. It's I trust you. You can make the call, but I just wanted to have my say. Either we go back or we go forward.
Colorado's gets out. He's kind of covers his nose for just a second and just kind of, just kind of grits through it as he gets out. He looks around. He sees you guys. Are you guys still like kind of toward the back of the barn, kind of hanging out that direction?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sure.
He sees you guys. He's looking around. He's like, God damn it. And maybe he's like, you found them? Are they okay? Is it Victoria, Luis, Terry, are they okay?
Jack will be like, Colorado's there. Gone. Same as Royos.
And he's like, where? Show me.
He'll bring him to the back of the barn.
It's back there, and he sees them. He kind of like, at first he seems very focused, very intent, like he's like in police mode. And you just watch as his shoulders just slowly lose all of their energy and begin to slump down. As he's like kind of walking back and forth. At some point in time, he gets down on one knee and just kind of puts a hand kind of on the disturbed dirt. He doesn't touch the heads, but he just kind of puts a hand like on the disturbed dirt of the grave. He's like, I'm gonna find this guy. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna roll something for him. Oh,
He
all
just
of my
touched
roll
the
20
dirt.
sounds just played all at once. It was weird. He is looking down there. He's like, the hell is this? And you see his eyes drawn to the footprints, the giant coyote footprints. He's like, the hell is this? This is...
It's a bear or something.
That's the biggest
Colorado's.
goddamn- It's not a bear. That's a coyote. But look at the fucking size of it. Like, he puts his hand down there next to it. It's like a little bigger than his hand. It's huge. He's like,
It's a big animal, Colorado. She came to see the carnage. There's footprints that you need to look at, and he'll like try to direct him towards the human boots.
and everyone who's paying attention, roll me a human on Colorado's.
Failure?
Failure.
Success.
Jack,
under 54.
there's something to the actual footprints themselves that's not just this is a big dog. There's something about it that is troubling or meaningful to him in some way. He's unnerved in a way that you haven't really seen him. This dude has seen countless bodies over these last few days. And this has kind of weirded him out a weird way. He's just like, but you say that about the footprints, the human footprints. He's like, oh yeah, what is this? And he looks at him, he's like, that's a big son of a bitch. Looking at the boot prints, which are also quite large. They're just a very large boot prints. He's like, that's a big guy. Looks like he's pointing at the like where the drag marks. Looks like he dragged whoever it was over here. You can see he's like where he dragged the bodies around the edge of the barn. Maybe you can see that one of the bodies was maybe drag marks from the house.
Yeah. Colorado, this. What kind of animal do you think made this track?
He, you kind of switch his attention back to that. He's like, well, I mean, that's a coyote. I mean, look at the paths, He kind of tells you, he's like, a dog's tracks are kind of like this, but coyote ones are kind of like this. They're longer, they're skinnier, kind of thing. And he kind of tells you that, he knows what tracks look like. He's like, but this is monstrous.
Have you seen anything like this before?
No. He looks at you guys. He's like, no, nothing. This is not. No coyote should be this big. I've never seen anything like this. This is weird. Listen.
Jax. Thorn will try and say the word coyote in Apache to him, but he's failed. So he'll probably say something like protein.
Well, you get close, right? Like, you're trying to, say it in a way that's like, you're trying to activate something in him. He's like,
yeah, to say like coyote.
Yeah, he corrects you. He's like, no, it's like this. He's like, I'm wondering, the neighbor over here, he's the one who made the call, apparently. I was talking to Martinez up there. He's like, we need to go talk to the neighbor, John Rope. He's the one who asked us to come check on the Begays. Hadn't seen him a few days. Saw the buzzards. John's brother is he kind of, you can tell he wants to say something, but he doesn't want to say it, in front of you guys. He's like, John's brother is a medicine man. Been talking lately about a spirit. Coyote spirit.
Oh.
You can tell he's trying to explain it to you guys in a way that you would take seriously. This is part of his people's beliefs. He's trying to be delicate about it, right? He's like,
yeah.
Coyotes are tricky.
Maybe we can have our palms read after. He looks right, Chuck, right, Thorn?
Oh,
I think
man.
Thorn would probably, I don't know, smack him, slap him or something. He's a diplomat, and that's a serious faux pas.
Yeah,
for a diplomat.
You don't have to actually strike him unless you want to do damage.
But I want to recover some good grace from Alejandros for that faux pas.
What did I say?
He sees what you're trying to do, Thorn. And he's like, look, it's weird. Okay, I get it. I'm not big into. I don't believe in it much either. Okay. This is what they've been saying. We need to talk to John. See where his brother's. Maybe we can talk to the brother while we're there.
Colorado's animal spirit, whatever it is. I intend to find it and get rid of it. But let's see what this medicine man has to say first.
He points down at the two sets of tracks, the coyote and the man. He's like, someone was here. We know a man did this. No spirit did this. I don't know what the hell this big dog is doing here. Okay? It obviously dug up this thing. I mean, that's an animal control issue for me. Okay? Let me worry about that. We gotta find this guy. And he points down at the boot prints. This is the guy.
Alejandros, what did you do with Brewer and Jones?
I locked him up, and I called your FBI guy, your boss. I'm let the feds deal with this. These motherfuckers. I mean, I got them on trespassing charges right now. That's why I'm holding them. But gotta let your people do what they need to with them.
Good call.
I'm imagining Jack feels just as what I'm looking for, pulled as because he saw the coyote in his visions, right. Whatever it was. But Jack wants to go talk to the medicine man.
To the neighbors, then.
The neighbors. Well, gentlemen, that's probably a good place for us to call it for this one. You guys had made some pretty interesting progress here. Which you're just like, the camera's going to zoom out as you guys are kind of like, let's go talk to this neighbor, and Colorado's is like, right, it's like, we're going to zoom up and away, and we see just like, it's like smash cut, boom, 10 feet up, boom, 50 feet up, boom, 100 feet up. As we see, you guys, then we see all of the carnage of all the sheep, and then we're zooming up past all through the buzzards as they're like flying, and just like waiting for you guys to fuck off.
Is there a pattern of sheeps? Is it like a big smiley face?
And there goes his mic.
I got excited.
No, you guys, it's boom, 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 it pulls out, and it's just Jean Lucas' face. And it's like in the sheep.
Doing the old school troll face smile.
Yeah, you mad, bro, like as it pulls out. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us, everyone who joined. We had thank you. Oh my God, Joker had said the thing about the, but has said the thing about when for deputy lawyer. He said the new Judge Dredd, Deputy Morrison. I am the law. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining us live. I'm glad you guys were all able to join us today. Yeah. I know we gotta start announcing when we're going live. God, I'm so bad at that. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys. I'm super glad to be back in Delta Green.
Same.
With you guys.
Yeah.
Yes. And so listen, if you want to get these a week early, for those who are listening later, you want to get the Sandy check and all that jazz, come join us over on Patreon. It's linked everywhere where you're listening, everywhere you're watching. And just thank you so much.
And new website. Go check out new website. You can browse better.
Yes,
you can see what we got.
Did update the website, which organizes stuff a lot better.
You can see all the seasons
look
of shenanigans we've got. Greenboxgaming.com. Greenboxgaming.com. And if you are, if you're traveling and you're like, man, I wish I could roll some dice. You can go to greenboxgaming.com. And you can roll some dice, baby.
For all your dice rolling needs.
All your digital dice rolling needs. You know what you need? You know what I've thought about often? I'm like, man, I wish I could roll a 27D42. And yeah, you can do that now. We have the technology.
Every time you roll on John's dice roller, he gets one less gray hair.
And my life is filled with purpose.
It's like the dice roller of Dorian Gray.
Except when it becomes really popular, and next time we see him, he's like a fucking toddler. Like he's
Benjamin Button style.
Every roll.
Well, I'm just seeing this for the first time. Well done, John.
Oh, thanks.
Just very
easy.
Thought it was time to
great.
neaten it up. We've got a lot of stuff, as it turns out.
You can actually sort by a module, which is huge. That's
very nice.
That we so needed that.
Yeah. But
the exclusive episodes, though, those are still on Patreon.
Yes, exclusive stuff still on Patreon. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. If you were with us live, stay tuned. We're going to take a break, and we will be back, and we're going to see where else this goes. If you're listening to us later, thank you for joining us again. We will catch you next time. And remember, as always, stay safe, stay sane. Bye.